A 12-year-old girl from outside San Francisco, Amanda Kokoeva, was in South Ossetia for a month-and-a-half-long visit with her relatives. She was with family members in a cafe, and all of a sudden, bombs were falling outside. A 12-year-old girl.
The situation's been spiraling out of control since late last night, just before I went to bed. The Georgian President Saakashvili had called for a ceasefire and promised that the South Ossetians could have quite wide autonomy provided they stayed in Georgia. And then through the night, the Georgians attacked the South Ossetian capital of Tskhinvali.
I cannot even imagine sitting in a cafe and bombs start falling. I mean, I've been to wars where that happens, but when you were there wasn't really a war happening. It started when you were there. Describe for us what that was like.
It was really scary. I didn't know what was happening. We were just sitting normally, and everybody from outside started running in, and it was just so scary.
Where did you go? What did you do?
We called my uncle on the restaurant house phone because our cell phones weren't working. And so we called him, and he came to pick us up and drove us to his house. We ended up spending the night in the basement.
Were there bombs falling all the while?
I didn't see any.
And then through the night, the Georgians attacked the South Ossetian capital of Tskhinvali.
Were there bombs falling all the while?
I didn't see any.
Calm morning last Saturday, Russia brought the war into Gori itself. This is what remains of civilian homes in the aftermath. Up to 60 lives lost, many more injured. And this was 4-year-old Lika Kokoeva, rescued by Georgian soldiers just as we arrived.
Well, just after she was pulled from the rubble in front of our cameras in Gori on Saturday, neighbours gave us the little girl's name. We tried to find her in a hospital in Gori. We were told she'd been transferred here to the capital, Tbilisi. Well, after an exhaustive search of the capital's hospitals, we think we may have found little Lika in a specialist burns unit here.
We find her asleep, her injuries plain to see. Who knows what she remembers in her dreams? The lady who tends to Lika is not her mother, but a kindly stranger. Her mother is in prison. Her father abandoned her long ago. The grandparents who cared for Lika in Gori, both dead in the Russian raid. All her wounds will disappear in time, the doctor told me. They're treatable and there'll be no after effects, but the emotional trauma will take much longer to heal. Hospital staff say Lika sleeps a lot and speaks little. She says she wants to forget the bombing and will never return to Gori again. Lika's physical injuries will heal, but the sadness of her old life is now superseded by the emotional tragedy of a child all alone. Jonah Hull, Al Jazeera, Tbilisi.